Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Ultra Instinct Tarot. Yeah. So, as always, my name is Andres. It doesn't change. And I will be the one taking care of you for this reading. Yeah. I'm actually the only one that would do it for this channel. I don't know why. It's not like it changes every week. I don't even feel like shuffling these now. I got all depressed now for a little bit. For no reason. Alright. We're going to put those down. So I will be receiving the help from these three homies. As they are same, but different. And I enjoy hanging out with these homies. And apparently these homies don't like hanging out with me. 5 of Wands, strife. Interesting. So this is about fighting. There was a battle. There was a battle on Sagittarius. And this isn't in the mind. This was in the wands. So this is a battle that happened with other people. Just like a fire battles a forest. Saturn and Leo. Interesting. In Book of Thoth, Crowley writes more about the 5 of Wands than any other small card in this suit. Could it be because this card represents the first decan of Leo, which happens to be where we find the ascendant in Crowley's astrological natal chart? Crowley identified strongly with Leo. His signature even bore the astrological sign of Leo in place of the A in Aleister. This is one of the only 3 cards on which Crowley literally left his mark. If we look closely at the orb of the winged solar disc atop the large version of the Chief Adept's wand in the center of the card, we find the image of Crowley's personal magical device, the mark of the beast upon the 7-pointed star of Babylon. The symbol is the device of the Ace of Discs, by tradition one of the cards that most often bears the signature of the deck's creator, and the Prince of Wands, who also rules the 30-degree period in which we find Crowley's ascendant. So like Crowley himself, this card is a wild mix of profound contradictions. Fiery Leo is happy enough, and fiery Gebra, which is the 5. And Gebra implies motion and offers an environment of strength and activity. Saturn, on the other hand, presents a heavy and constant resistance to all this. This card is a picture of hot, pressurized magma struggling to reach the surface of the volcano, but frustrated by the sheer weight of the mountain itself. So the fight is the resistance to whatever is going on. Interesting. Lust. Okay. So lust is the strength card. Except Crowley changed it to lust. Because strength didn't describe it well enough. And I agree. The strength needed is more of a strength of lust. This is the path number 19, joining the number 4 to the number 5. We were just talking about the number 5. This is number 11. Wait, number 4. Okay, I was in the wrong one. Interesting. I was resisting what was actually happening, which is this one. The sphere is where you learn about mercy and learn about strength. This is a note from Harris to Crowley on March 25th, 1942. Well, you must understand the feeling of it. Now, how do you feel if you see nice chocolates and there you get them and how good they taste? That is a picture of how you feel about those chocolates. So yeah, so how do you feel when you see chocolates? Nice chocolates and there you get them and how good they taste. Mitigate energy with love, but let love devour all things. Okay, so Eris, on her message to Crowley about the chocolates. That is how, at an exhibition of her paintings, Lady Harris explained the lust card to an inquisitive child. So she told the child, explaining the lust card, well, you must understand the feeling of it. Now, how do you feel if you see nice chocolates in there, you get them, and how good they taste? That is a picture of how you feel about those chocolates. A principal deities connected with this card are those who, by tradition, are associated with the power of the female to arouse, harness, and direct the animal nature. Demeter and Astarte born by lions, Venus repressing the volcanic fire, Babylon the Great, and the beast of the book of the Revelation. Lust is perhaps the most beautiful and provocative of the entire deck, one of the trumps that exemplifies Crowley's visionary and initiatory experiences, chronicled in the vision and the voice. So this reminds me of like the Romeo and Juliet story of when one of them, thinks the other is dead. So the lust with strength was so immense that she literally poisoned herself. Like that takes some strength to do. Alright, so the supreme spiritual message of this card may be summed up something like this. Eventually, each of us will come to a level of consciousness so profoundly high that the only level higher is the universal consciousness of deity itself. Our dissolution into the infinite is the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate marriage. Deity lusts for that moment when all her children will return to her. Someday, each one of us will also lust for that moment. The only thing that would get us to do that is if we were fighting in a different place and wanted to go back home. The Lovers. Oh, okay. This is another major arcana, and this is number 6. What we call love is really a whole spectrum of relating, reaching from the earth to the sky. Oh, interesting. There's more love talk. The most earthly level, love is sexual attraction, lust. Many of us remain stuck there because our conditioning has burdened our sexuality with all kinds of expectations and repressions. Actually, the biggest problem with sexual love is that it never lasts. Only if we accept this fact can we then really celebrate it for what it is, welcome its happening, and say goodbye with gratitude when it's not. And as we mature, we can begin to experience the love that exists beyond sexuality and honors the unique individuality of the other. We begin to understand that our partner often functions as a mirror reflecting unseen aspects of our deeper self and supporting us to become whole. His love is based in freedom, not expectation or need. Its wings take us higher and higher towards the universal love that experiences all as one. Interesting. These 3 things are to be taken note of. The lowest love is sex, it is physical. And the highest refinement of love is compassion. Sex is below love, compassion is above love. Love is exactly in the middle. Very few people know what love is. 99% of people, unfortunately, think sexuality is love, but it is not. Sexuality is very animal. It certainly has the potential of growing into love, but it is not actual love, only a potential. If you become aware and alert, meditative, then sex can be transformed into love. And if your meditativeness becomes total, absolute, love can be transformed into compassion. Sex is the seed, love is the flower, compassion is the fragrance. Buddha has defined compassion as love plus meditation. When your love is not just a desire for the other, when your love is not only a need, when your love is a sharing, when your love is not that of a beggar but an emperor, when your love is not asking for something in return, but is ready only to give for the sheer joy of giving, then add meditation to it and the pure fragrance is released. That is compassion. Compassion is the highest phenomenon. Interesting. Those are some cool words. Maturity. Wow. More cool words. And there's more flowering. More flying. This is the Ace of Rainbows, which has the Ace of Pentacles. Matured. I like the color combos as well here. This figure stands alone, silent, and yet alert. The inner being is filled with flowers that carry the quality of springtime and regenerate wherever he goes. This inner flowering and the wholeness that he feels affords the possibility of unlimited movement. He can move in any direction, within and without. It makes no difference, as his joy and maturity cannot be diminished by externals. Interesting. More about joy. He has come to a time of centeredness and expansiveness. The white glow around the figure is his protection and his light. All of life's experiences have brought him to this time of perfection. When you draw this card, know well this moment carries a gift for hard work well done. Your base is solid now, and success and good fortune are yours, for they are the outcome of what has already been experienced within. And this is definitely something that happens within as well. The distinction between the grasses and the blossoms is the same as between you not knowing that you are a Buddha and the moment you know that you are a Buddha. In fact, there is no way to be otherwise. I like how there's a mirror here as well. And then this is also staring into a mirror. Buddha is completely blossomed, fully opened. His lotuses, his petals have come to a completion. Certainly to be full of spring yourself is far more than beautiful than the autumn dews falling on the lotus leaves. I was just talking about that too. That is one of the most beautiful things to watch. When autumn dews fall on the lotus leaves and shine in the morning sun like real pearls. But of course it is a momentary experience. Interesting. We're talking about the momentary experiences again. As the sun rises, the autumn dews start evaporating. This temporary beauty cannot be compared, certainly with an eternal spring in your being. So you want an eternal spring in your being. You don't want temporary, momentary experiences anymore. You look back as far as you can, and it has always been there. You look forward as much as you can, and you will be surprised it is your very being. Wherever you are, it will be there, and the flowers will continue to shower on you. This is spiritual spring. 10 of Cups. Wow. Okay, I don't understand what you're going through. What's going on, but I know it's leading you right to where you want to be. Some happiness with especially yourself. I think that's what was missing was, it's cool to have love for others, but there's no point if you don't have love for yourself. And the 10 of Cups is all of it. Ten of Cups, family, home, fulfillment, emotional security, fulfilling relationships. When the self-love within the Ace of Cups overflows and nourishes all, we find true emotional fulfillment with community and relationships. The Fool's life is filled with loved ones. The connections represented by this card are deep, loyal, and harmonious. It signals a pleasant family life, but can also apply to romantic relationships or the love and compassion within larger social circles. Reflection. So much beauty and magic fills your life right now, and you can feel the gratitude deep inside you. It is a card of true belonging, of feeling loved and loving in return. Who are your strongest connections with? It makes you feel unshakable even in turbulent times. Yourself has to be one of these people. It has to be. Or figure out how. Who can catch you when you fall? Do you fully appreciate these relationships? Especially the one in the mirror. Cherish your relationships. Identify the relationships that give you a sense of safety, belonging, and unshakable confidence. Be grateful for these people who support you. And if you can't find any, then make sure you are one of those people for yourself. Connect with the idea of home. Interesting. We were just talking about concept of going back home. Examine whether it is a place, person, or a feeling that comes with you in your heart. Do something special for your loved ones. Bring a gift, cook a meal, or plan a family trip. I often reserve these little gestures for special occasions, but we don't need an excuse to show love. Yeah, those things should be the norm, But that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, only a fight in a different location that's going to tell you this is not home, but it'll lead you to what you would want out of your home. The Chariot, nice. And this is going to happen right away. Yeah, right away. As soon as these two dogs are on board with each other, just like these two, and what you and the one in the mirror, then this is going to happen very fast. This is another major arcana. And it is number 7. To me, this card is like if you ever walked a dog, it's just walking a dog. But then when you walk 2 dogs, and you got 2 dogs that want to go in different directions, it's really hard to walk. Walk it, especially if you want them to go one way, and then the one wants to go to the left, one wants to go to the right, and they kind of get in each other's way, So this is the card where both dogs are going the same path, the same direction, the same way, and boy, do you start walking fast when both dogs are on board. Determination, focus, grit, movement, travel, direction. At the core of the Chariot card is grit, perseverance, and focus. The fool must now walk the path that he has determined for himself. He has learned from the lovers interesting about his 2 opposing natures, which now must work together to pull the chariot forward. The charioteer must remain focused, take control of the situation, and ensure that he reaches his goal. Probably with this help too. This card gives the impression of strong intent and willpower when you have a goal in mind, but it seems difficult to reach. How do you deal with it? The chariot asks you to call upon all your determination, all your lust for this chocolate, to see it through. The greatest victory is not whether or not you achieve that goal, but the journey that you took to accomplish it. Take the next step. Sometimes just doing that one extra task a day is enough to keep up the momentum. Even if it's something that seems trivial, all the work will add up over time. Prioritize, work out what is absolutely necessary, perhaps seemingly worthwhile tasks or distractions from your main goal. Yeah, so you just keep doing you. As soon as the one enjoys seeing the other one in the mirror, I think this is all gonna start happening very fast. Yeah. Alright, let's get some last bit of advice from the Office Oracle deck. But I feel like you already have an idea of everything here. Oh, okay. We're saying goodbye to this strife. Goodbye, stink. Yeah, this is definitely someone that is moving away from something. Going back home. Goodbye, stink. They can be really hard, but are also very necessary. Some things have to end for new things to begin. Life would be very boring if you did the same thing over and over again for all of eternity. So change brings about new growth, like these flowers. This is why change is good, especially if Holly is waiting for you in Colorado, where your future children will also eventually be. There's an end coming, and it's okay to feel sad, but after you feel sad, start getting excited for what's to come. Yeah, look at there's Holly in Colorado. 38. Interesting. Nice. Okay. Cool. All of this strife is Guten Prank. May seem like the new universe is pranking you, but do not worry. It is a Guten Prank. Yeah, it's definitely, all of these cards were Guten Prank after the first one. They were all Guten. 10. Yes. They were a lot of major arcanas. All of these were aces and major arcanas. And then a 10, which is practically, being able to see things from the very end. That's why they're happy. Because they were at the end of the goal. Yeah, so it's about nature. We are so small. Here, can you find Michael and Dwight in this picture? Because they are so small. Sometimes we feel so big and everything we do feels so big, yet we are so small. There is so much more than our small little world. Explore it. Go out in nature and look around and remember how small you are. Feel your surroundings, feel your small self be a part of such a bigger whole. Just a tiny little being in this massive, beautiful place. Wow, okay. Enjoy.
A ti como que se te olvida con quién tú estás hablando.
Los teles.
Yo soy